I'm Jared Huffman, Director of Mechanical Engineering here at Fogg Filler. What we do here is we design and build equipment for flowable liquids, typically beverages, 100 bottles a minute, sometimes up to 1,000. We also make equipment for sorting the caps. It's really cool that we design all this equipment here and then get to see it built here as well. So all of the testing is done at our facility up to the level of a customer factory acceptance test. Fogg has been working with GoEngineer since before I was here, since I think going back about 15 years. We use SOLIDWORKS primarily to design the equipment. We'll put the entire assembly into SOLIDWORKS, so your filler, capper, rinsers, sorters for the caps, all of that equipment goes together into one big assembly, broken down into layers and layers of sub-assemblies. We also use PDM for our document management. So we've had work group PDM for a long time. A few years ago we switched over to PDM standard, and we worked with GoEngineer a lot to make sure that that migration was smooth. We had a lot of planning that goes into that kind of change, and it wasn't something we wanted to jump into quickly and just lose any data in the process or lose any functionality, and we didn't want to experience downtime for our engineers either during that process or for manufacturing. And then again, we've done another migration since then from PDM Standard to PDM Pro, which a lot of work went into make sure that that was smooth. We also wanted to find out if that was really worth it for us.
My name's John MacArthur with GoEngineer. I'm the local engineering manager for Michigan, Indiana area, and been working with Fogg Filler for, well, I guess the better part of 15 years or so now. Started off as a large assembly performance type engagement with the customer. As you can see, they build some pretty large scale equipment for bottle filling industry. As that's evolved over the years though, I've been involved in a lot more of the PDM implementation projects, migrations across the board for a lot of their products. Fogg grew out of Workgroup PDM, but was heavily integrated with their ERP system called Counterpart. So I worked up a project to migrate their almost 1 terabyte Workgroup vault over to PDM Standard with 40 plus users, integration to ERP, and data down to the shop floor. They sat with that for about 2 years or so and started to grow to the limits of the SQL database. So we looked at PDM Professional and put together a number of projects on that regard as well. Did a lot of testing with respect to the data management side of things, making sure that new servers were going to be applicable to all the users, data to the shop floor, major upgrade. The last big project that we worked on was a server move, PDM upgrade, and SOLIDWORKS upgrade all rolled into one.
Appreciate that GoEngineer didn't just push us to, just buy an upgrade because that'll solve all your problems. We actually did a lot of testing to see if it would fix it or not, to do test vaults and test migrations so that when it actually came time to do the migration, most people didn't even notice. And that to me is a really nice transition. And one thing that was important to us is our ERP system called Counterpart. It integrates into SOLIDWORKS with a sidebar. It has a standalone app as well. This is how the engineers kind of complete their projects to push them out to be manufactured. We wanted those databases to work well together. We didn't want any integration issues, and it's really been seamless with all of those changes. When things come up, we have good response to those and work together to make sure that everything gets worked out. I appreciate that we tend to have the same people come each time. We can get to know them a little bit. They tend to be very professional. They come in, they know what they're talking about. They'll say if they don't know and go find an answer, which I always appreciate too.
So one of the big benefits of the long-term relationship that we've had with Fogg Filler has been just the familiarity that we've had with their account, right? So we know the equipment that they're doing, you know, how they run their engineering crew and what they're looking for from us. That allows us to be, you know, at their disposal for what they need in return, right? So, you know, we started with the Desai Solutions and you know, the acquisition into GoEngineer has even strengthened that moving forward. So there are a lot of aspects to my job role and have been over the years, right? I've been in tech support training and services, but by far and away the coolest part of my job is being able to come on site and work with customers, right? As a SOLIDWORKS reseller, we don't get to actually build anything physical, right? We don't machine any parts, we don't assemble components the way our customer base does. So that tangible part of getting to go on site and see how customers are using our software and growing with our solutions to develop and continue to evolve their product line is probably the coolest part of my job.